Queen Domino is a 25-minute game for 2 to 4 players in which you are a lord seeking new lands in which to expand your kingdom. Acquire the best lands and place them in your kingdom just right to win the game. Extend your territories, build the best towns, and earn the Queen's favor to win this kingdom-building twist on dominoes. Queen Domino comes with 48 dominoes, each with 2 squares of land. Players take turns claiming and placing these dominoes into their kingdom, which must be contained to a 5x5 grid, or for a 2-player game, a 7x7 grid. At the end of the game, players earn points for connecting squares of the same terrain based on how many crowns are in them. Additionally, there are buildings you can construct that earn you bonuses, like extra points at the end of the game. The player with the most points wins. Players take 5 actions in Queen Domino. First, take the domino from under your king and place it in your kingdom. When placing a domino, you must either connect to the starting tile or connect to another domino with at least one matching terrain. Terrain does not connect diagonally. You must also keep your kingdom within a 5x5 grid, or when playing with 2 players, a 7x7 grid. If you cannot play a domino legally, you must discard it, otherwise you must play it. Your starting tile does not need to be the center of your kingdom. For your second action, you may have 1 or 2 knights collect tax on the domino you just placed. You immediately earn 1 coin for each matching square of terrain in the territory of the knight you placed. The placed knights remain in your kingdom until the end of the game. There can be multiple knights in the same territory. For your third action, you may construct a building. To do this, you must have an open red square. Pay money to the bank according to the number below the building on the builder's board, and place the building on an open red square. Buildings have 4 pieces of information. On the gray side, the upper left shows what you earn immediately on placing the building. Knights can be used on your next turn. Towers are placed immediately on the building square. As soon as you have the most towers, even if you tie with the current leader, you host the queen. As long as the queen is in your kingdom, buildings costs are reduced by 1, but not less than 0. If a player hosts the queen at the end of the game, she is added to the largest territory and counts as an additional crown. Some buildings have a crown on the upper right side, which are for your town territories. The lower right side gives the point value for the building at the end of the game. Some buildings have a set point value. The traveling castle is worth 1 point per castle in your kingdom. The training camp is worth 1 point per knight you own, whether or not you have used them. Other buildings are worth 2 points per separate territory of a certain type of terrain, regardless of how big those territories are. The lower left side has active effects during the game. Whenever you tax, you earn an additional coin per tower or knight you own, whether you've used them or not. The fourth action is to bribe the dragon into burning a building tile on the builder's board. This step is optional. Pay 1 coin to the bank to remove a building from the game. This can only be done once per round. Place the dragon on the square to show that this has been done for the round. If you're hosting the queen in your kingdom, you cannot take this action. Finally, select a new domino in the next line with your king. In a 2-player game, each player uses 2 kings, so they will take each action twice. The domino line is central to Queen Domino. The king on the first domino takes their turn first, ending with the king on the last domino. Dominoes with higher numbers are more valuable, but choosing them means you get the last pick next round, so choose wisely. When the round is over, move the dragon back to its cave. Slide the building tiles remaining on the builder's board over to the cheapest spots, and then fill the empty spots with building tiles from the draw pile. Draw new dominoes to replace the missing line. Lay them down on the number side in ascending order. Then flip the dominoes to reveal their terrains. In a 3-player game, there will be 1 unclaimed tile from the previous round. This is discarded into the box. Once a new line is revealed, players take turns again. After 12 rounds, the game is over. Use the scorecard to determine each player's final score. You earn 1 point for every 3 coins you own, rounded down. Next, determine your score from territories, which are groups of connected terrains. Each territory is worth its number of squares multiplied by the number of crowns in those squares. For example, a territory of 5 tiles with 2 crowns in it is worth 10 points, a territory of 1 tile with 3 crowns is worth 3 points, and a territory with no crowns in it is worth nothing. You can have multiple separate territories of the same type of terrain. Finally, add your points from buildings in your town. The player with the most points wins. In case of a tie, the player with the single largest territory wins. If there's still a tie, players share in the victory. If you own a copy of King Domino, the rulebook contains variants for up to 6 players individually or 8 players as teams. To begin a game of Queen Domino, take your starting tile, castle, and king pieces. For a 3 or 4 player game, you each only need 1 king piece. Shuffle the dominoes and place them in the box to form a draw pile. Place the builder's board in the center of the table, shuffle the building tiles, and place them on the red square. Take the top 6 building tiles and place them in the empty spots on the board. Put the dragon in its den and the queen near the board. Each player starts the game with 7 coins and 1 knight. Take the first 4 dominoes from the pile and place the first line. Randomly determine the order of kings and have each player place them on their preferred domino. Once all the dominoes have been chosen, reveal the next domino line and you're ready to play. We're Games Explained, and that's how to play Queen Domino.